We're going to continue with Words of the Master, Part 3. This is from our Series 103, Lesson 002. This is a continuation of that lesson, and this is Part 5. And we're going to continue. We're going to talk today about the three kinds of love energies. Love energies, and there are three kinds. Most of you are probably familiar with them. One, there is the sex energy. Two, there is love itself, love energies. And then there's three I call prayer. These are the three kinds of energies. And they are all very important to reconciliation. Very important to reconciliation. 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 And we basically want to focus on, let's talk about the first one, which is sex energy. We'll do a little stick man here. We'll draw him here. And a little smiley face here. And we'll put sex up here. S-E-X. We all have the urges in our body. It's all human, very natural, nothing somewhat mysterious, but it's certainly a natural phenomenon. But from a point of view of reconciliation, we are talking about this energy in the body that flows to us and through us, and it's as we relate to another human being. Let's put our female over here, give her kind of a afro, and give her a smiley face too, and we'll draw. And basically what we're talking about is the body both of the male and the female, and a lot of fulfillment here. Joy we get. Joy, it's satisfying. It's thrilling. It's certainly exciting. It's also relaxing. And it's calming. I think we all can agree that these are some of the benefits of sexual relationship, particularly in the bonds of marriage, and we're certainly talking about in the bonds of marriage. It is when we take a look at it, but we got a reconciliation of the body here, and sort of like a dance or embrace. We also could call it moments of ecstasy. Moments of ecstasy. All a part of. There's just one problem with it, and that problem is it's temporary. It's also short term. As well as it's sort of a one room, I like to refer to it as one room of a palace. If it's even a room of a palace, meaning we're making reference to our body here as a palace, but it's really one room or the porch. It's not even a room. There's a lot of room in our house, our temple, but it's not even the porch. Let's clear that up. Let's make that a little bit clear so we can see it, because I want to make that point very clear when I say porch. P-O-R-C-H. So we can see that as good as a sexual experience is, it cannot melt or merge two bodies. The two bodies are solid. So soon the feeling disappears and we enter into a dark cell. So we're going to kind of draw when I said dark cell, I mean a dark part of ourselves. We draw an arrow here and we'll say, we'll cut off some of the arrow to let you know that it's a short-term flow. A short-term flow, nothing long-term. Let's take another look again. We take a look at that's sex. Let's look at love, and we'll just continue right on down with love. Here we have reconciliation going on again. And it's reconciliation of love. We'll come right back with our two bodies, little smiley face here, and now we're talking about in relation to the female. This is the male, this is the female. Let's give her a face, give her some hair again, and basically, and he can have a little hair too. And we're talking about the reconciliation of love. And now the arrow goes a little bit further up. It's good as far as that go. And this is the coming together of two minds. These are minds merging. Because it has somewhat of a psychological effect. Psychological effect. In other words, the energy is psychological. Some psychological energy. Love energy is definitely higher, believe it or not, than sexual energy. Let's hope it lasts a lot longer. It's deeper. It's also greater. But there's a curious phenomenon, and this is the part that scares a lot of people. When love energy takes over, sex energy starts disappearing. I don't know if you've noticed that even in your own relationships, but when it starts disappearing, sort of interesting phenomena takes place. When it starts disappearing, the reconciliation is higher. It's a higher reconciliation starts occurring. And also, sort of a greater contentment occurs. It's interesting, when you're truly in love, it moves beyond just the sexual attraction and the sex. It moves into even a greater satisfaction. And a more lasting joy. Now, this is scary for a lot of people. There's a somewhat fear around this energy disappearing. There's sort of a fear of the disappearing phenomenon. Especially fear of phenomenon of sexual energy disappearing. And that especially in the Western countries like Europe, the United States, North America, South America. Western countries, we'll just put that, we'll just call them Western countries here. And COUNTRY. Alright, so kind of as we take a look back, again, we can see where the in looking at the powers of reconciliation, the love energy as well as the sex energy, you got the reconciliation of the body, and then with the reconciliation of love, which is reconciliation of the mind. This is a mind thing, comes in here, and you can see the different phenomenons. Whereas you touched on the porch of the palace, the temple, the body, love goes a little bit deeper, it goes a little bit higher. You get greater satisfaction, greater contentment, lasting joy, a higher reconciliation, and you can see the arrow goes higher here. We'll talk about the phenomenon of reconciliation of prayer, which is our focus in our next session.